Hey guys, well, welcome to Back Porch Science. And so we are going to review a little bit of what you guys were doing this last week. Remember, we started a new unit. We started chemical reactions. You're going to have to forgive the trash man. It is Tuesday, so it's trash day. So lots of noises around. So kind of recap a little bit of what you guys have had to do up to this point. Recently, you guys did a warm-up looking at clean water and dirty water. And hopefully you guys made some good observations when you guys did your warm up last week. You were asked to give me some reasons why it's important to have clean water and what would happen if we just had dirty water all the time. We're real fortunate in the United States that we have good water resources in most areas. And so we're not having to filter out our water or boil our water every time we need to eat or drink or bathe. So you guys gave lots of great reasons for why it is important to have good, clean water. Also, last week, I had you guys look at a safety substance video and look and see what is the importance of doing chemistry in the classroom. Unfortunately, we can't do too much chemistry in the classroom as far as hands-on, and so that's why we're doing backyard science today. So what brings us to this next part? You guys were given a memo from Dr. Samara Young, and you guys had a memo with the water crisis that's happening in Westfield. And this was the memo that you guys had to read. So last week I received a call from Alexa Anderson, a resident of Westfield, when she turned on her faucet for a glass of water. A strange reddish-brown substance came out. She called a few of her neighbors and found out that the reddish-brown substance was coming out of their water pipes too. My lab uses chemistry to identify unknown substances, so I went to Westfield to take some samples. I took a sample of the water coming out of the pipes and another sample from the well where the neighborhood's water comes from. I analyzed the samples and made an interesting discovery. The water coming out of the pipes contains this mysterious reddish-brown substance, but I didn't find any of the reddish-brown substance in the water sample that I took from the well. Instead, I found something else. It appears that some fertilizer from a nearby farm seeped into the well water. We need to do more analysis in order to identify the reddish-brown substance, but my lab is unfortunately busy with other projects right now. Therefore, I need your help to get to the bottom of this mystery. The residents of Westfield needed answers, and they need them now. Okay, so kind of brings us up to what our unit question is for this unit. And so we want to know, how do new substances form? And our first chapter question is, what is the reddish brown substance in the water? Last week, I had you guys make your first hypothesis, and you guys had to state your claim. And you had 3 choices of claims to choose from. I had an opportunity to look at a few of those. Thank you, Jada and AJ, for stepping up and getting that finished first. Good job. And so the question was, what is the reddish brown substance in the water? And that's what we're going to focus on today. And so the first claim that you had to choose from was the reddish brown substance is the same as the substance that makes up the pipes. Claim 2 was the reddish brown substance is the same substance as the fertilizer. And claim 3 was the reddish brown substance is not the same as either the fertilizer or the substance that makes up the pipes. So we've got some good things to look at. All right, guys. So, of course, I have my assistant today. I have Tanner helping us out today a little bit. He's going to help you along with a little bit with your observations. So this next lesson that you're going to be looking at on this part of the lesson today is observing substances. And so a couple things to remind yourselves of with is obviously the chemicals for the most part are going to remain in the containers. They would have if you were in class today. And so, but we are going to pour a few of them out. So hopefully kind of give you a little bit of help. Couple of reminders. This is the well water that she took a sample of. Okay, so to kind of give you an idea what that looked like, and that was the well water. And then remember, this was the pipe substance. And so kind of notice some different things that you're noticing about this particular substance liquid that's coming from there. Okay. Couple things just to kind of remind you of. Usually in a chem lab, usually you would wear gloves. Obviously, in today's world, gloves are not available. And so Tanner and I have a bunch of wipes, and we have paper towels
and toothpicks, so we could pick out the substance.
Okay, so we are trying to practice a pretty good chemistry behaviors, as well as Tanner's wearing his safety goggles today, and I'm wearing my sunglasses to kind of help as well, okay, to protect our eyes. Just like you would be in the new lab, you would not be tasting or messing with the substances.
Because that can kill you.
Oh. All right, so a couple things that you're going to be doing. And so Dr. Young has provided us 3 samples for you to examine as you begin this investigation. And so kind of remind you, I'm going to tell you about each of the different substances. Okay, so Tanner is going to kind of show you the pipe substance. This is the sample that was taken from the water pipes used in Westfield. Dr. Young broke down a piece of the pipe at her lab to make it easier to examine the substance. Okay. Next one we're going to look at is we're going to look at fertilizer. This is a sample of the fertilizer that Dr. Young found in the well water. She ended up evaporating out the water. So she took the water out and let it evaporate. And so all she had left was just the substance that was left over. This last one is this reddish brown substance. This is the sample of the reddish brown substance that Dr. Young found coming out of the water pipes. She filtered the water to observe just the reddish brown substance. So a couple things that happened. We had to evaporate out to get this chemical or this substance. She broke down a pipe, so she broke down into pieces and kind of like scraped out some different pieces of the substance. And then on the reddish brown substance, she filtered it. So that's like taking and using like a coffee filter and dumping out all the, if I were to dump out that dirt water from the warm up, if I dumped that out, you would get to collect all the substances and the dirt that was left over and strained out. Okay. So a couple of things that we're going to be doing. Let me kind of remind you about taking observations. And so when we take observations, we want to look at what do I see? What are some things that I'm going to smell? And then what are some things that I need to wonder about? And obviously there are more things that we would look at for observations, but to kind of give you an example of it, I'm going to take the well water and I'm going to look in some things that I'm going to notice. Okay. And so Tanner, what are some things that you notice about the well water?
It's clear.
Okay. So the well water is clear. Okay. So it's a clear liquid. And notice how I'm writing down my observations about what I see.
Kind of smells like salt water.
Okay. So he thinks it kind of smells like salt water.
And when you touch it, it touches. It's like water.
Okay, so kind of wet?
Yeah, it's like wet.
All right, so it's kind of a wet substance, obviously. So next one we're going to look at is we're going to look at the water from the pipes. And so I'm going to open this one up for Tanner, and I'm going to let Tanner kind of explain what are some things that he notices about the well water, okay? Don't get that on. Okay, so what are some things that you see, Tanner, about the pipe, about the reddish substance?
I mean, it kind of looks like the dirt water, but it looks kind of like more like a dirtier version of it.
Looks dirtier than that dirt water?
Yeah. It kind of looks like blood, too.
Okay, looks like blood. Okay.
I'm going to smell the dirt water, because I need to get a little dirt water.
Okay, so kind of a different smell to it.
It actually smells like the dirt water.
Okay, so it kind of smells like the dirt water, which smells like what?
Dirt, but like with water in it.
Okay, smells like dirt water. All right.
I don't know how to explain.
Okay. Some things that I noticed too about the reddish brown substance is that there's some solid material, and it's kind of hard for you guys to see that. But there's actually some solid material that's kind of hanging out at the bottom of the container. So so some things that I noticed there is notice that solid.
Couldn't that be from the reddish brown substance?
Maybe. Okay, so I noticed that there's some things at the bottom of the container as I'm looking at that. Okay. And so you guys are going to get an opportunity to kind of see these a little bit up close. I'm going to actually post a picture of the substances up close, but I'm actually kind of walk through these a little bit, and I'm going to let Tanner tell you what are some things that he notices inside of the substances right now. And so you might maybe kind of take note of some observations that he's seeing, and hopefully maybe you'll be able to see some of the same things. And so we're going to kind of go over the samples, and you're going to be making observations of these on your document today that you're going to submit back to me.
I do have a toothpick,
so Tanner, let's look at the pipe substance first. What do you observe about the sample with the pipe substance? What are some things that you see already?
It's like a seedy. It's like seed, but like seeds.
Okay, so I'm going to write down what he's noticing already.
It's seeds, but it also like feels like wood.
Okay, kind of feels like wood a little bit. Okay, so the pipe substance, you think it looks like seeds?
It actually looks like pencil lead.
Oh, pencil shavings. Okay.
Pencil lead.
Pencil lead shavings.
Yeah, the lead.
All right. What else do you notice? Anything else that you notice about the pipe?
I mean, it's like.
Is it soft? Is it hard? Is it liquidy?
It's hard. It's hard.
Okay, so it's kind of hard. All right. All right. So the next one, Tanner, I want you to look at look at the fertilizer sample.
It's like
what do you notice about the fertilizer sample?
It's like a crystal material.
Okay, so it's kind of a crystal-like.
I mean, now like there are some like chunked up bits, so I would say it's hard, but it's also like soft.
Okay, kind of hard but somewhat soft.
Yeah.
Okay, what color is the fertilizer sample?
Like crystal white.
Okay.
White.
All right. And then the last one I want you to look at, the reddish brown substance. Kind of tell us a little bit what the reddish brown substance looks like.
It feels like Play-Doh. Like when you touch it, it's like Play-Doh.
Okay, feels like Play-Doh.
Now when you do like touch it, I mean it's like it's very soft.
Okay, very soft, very interesting. And obviously, what color is this one?
It is red.
Okay.
And also the pipe substance is like a blackish brown.
Okay, pipe substance is kind of blackish brown.
I know what color that'd be, like gray.
Okay. All right. So we've got some good startings of some of the observations that we're going to notice. And so when you guys are doing your observations today, I want you to be very specific about your details. I want you to notice things about color. I want you to notice about how the material is made, what it looks like. And as I said, I'm going to post a picture online for you guys to notice that. And you're going to be filling out your substance document and looking at the different samples. The next thing that you're going to be looking at is a simulation to kind of help you look at it more detailed. And then we're also going to be looking next week. We're going to be doing some additional observations with some of the chemicals. I really wish you guys could be doing this hands-on and in the classroom. I was looking forward to this unit. I haven't got to teach this one in a long time.
It's kind of fun.
So I think it'll be a lot of fun. And if you are good at chemistry and you've got some better ideas to use at home, go ahead and let me know and shoot me an email so that I can maybe amp this activity up a little bit so you guys can get some more observation time. So in the meantime, thanks for attending our Science on the Back Porch. Whoever thought that I'd be teaching in sunglasses, t-shirt, and some flip-flops.
And I'll wear no shoes.
Stay safe, guys.
We're gonna have to do that again.